All right. I just accidentally closed the outlet. There we go.
Perfect.
That's going to be a great show.
Starting off strong.
Are we good?
Must be.
Yeah, I think so.
There, I see
All
it.
right. In this episode of the Red Eye Report, we discuss trauma. We deliver bald-faced lies with impressive wit, and as usual, we grab them all by the pussy. With me this week is the all-seeing Oracle. Oracle has been traumatized and has done his fair share of traumatizing. Dogs, cats, Indian children. Nothing is off limit to his debaucherous tendencies. We've also got a soot-covered Ashtray. The only thing Ashtray traumatizes are the other dancers who have the misfortune of being female in his presence. Next to him is
Allegedly. Full written retraction.
Next to him is the fluffy teddy bear. White folk. That's all Teddy aspires to traumatize. Fucking white folk.
Boom.
Last and least, I'm the mystic. After eating a lot of chicken wings one lunch, I traumatized an entire classroom of 9-year-olds by farting so loud it shattered the fucking windows. And this is the Red Eye Report.
It's impressive.
Those poor fucking kids.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Poor
right.
bastards.
Shattered their larynx.
Just the gas is expanding so rapidly.
So this, I got this idea from watching. Wait, sorry, we gotta the pause for the cause here.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
It is Arturo, the mangy muskrat.
Yeah.
He had another little known PBS show called Arturo the Muskrat. Just like, what was that, Arthur the Aardvark?
Yeah.
But he bit a fucking 5-year-old that was getting mouthy. So now he's at the Dane
Yeah.
County Humane Society, and they're a no-kill shelter, so they got to keep him around. He's kind of an asshole.
Yeah.
Right. It's not on record, but everyone who was there at the incident said, you know what? That fucking 5-year-old had it coming.
Yeah.
He had it coming.
I'm not
Yeah.
condoning violence. That
I mean,
5-year-old had it coming.
they really they thought they had something there. They were like, "Oh man, this Arturo the mangy muskrat, that's got a real ring
Yeah.
to it." But it just
Mhm.
didn't resonate with the
Right?
No,
When you pet him, it feels like you're petting a dirty broom. Like, ooh.
you know.
Well, smells like a wet dog.
Maybe with
Yeah.
80s kids that would have gone over, but now with these the new generation.
Yeah, I know.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no.
80s
I mean,
kids
they
would
had
have
fucking
collected
garbage
cards.
pail kids.
Yeah, I was
and
just gonna
shit.
say that they would have collected fucking trading cards for that shit.
Right.
All right. Anyway, I got this idea by watching the documentary Chowchilla.
Hmm.
It is the wildest kidnapping story I've ever heard in my life. Right? Okay. And it morphed into trauma, like just dissociative disorder. Like I kind of want to focus on how fucked up kids get when they're traumatized. Like adults, okay, war veterans have PTSD, or people that get abused as an adult, right? Because your brain can't cope with it, so you have post-traumatic stress disorder. Basically, post-traumatic stress disorder in anyone under 6, they think because their imagination is so vibrant at that time, they just create alternate personalities that take the brunt of the abuse.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
so this one woman that we'll get to, she has 2,500 confirmed personalities.
Holy fuck.
Her dad violently, sexually, and emotionally abused the shit out of her for like a decade. From like age 4 till 14, I think it was, or 13 or something like that. Like every night, basically. He would molest her, beat her, do whatever.
Right.
And she
Make her
has
do his
she actually
taxes.
testified. We'll get to it. I don't want to talk about that too much, but we'll start with the Chowchilla children. In 1976, it was 26 kids and their bus driver were kidnapped. So basically, 3 gunmen, pulled vans in front. There was a van in front and behind the bus at like some stop. They just fucking pulled out their shotguns, and fucking got onto the bus and told the kids all to get off. They took two separate vans. The kids all got into two of the, one of the two vans, and they basically drove them to this fucking, what the kids thought was like a tent, right? They drove them to this gigantic tent. Like, think like a circus tent. And they let them out one by one. They ask them their names, write it all down. And then they make them go into this hole. Now, this hole is like...
in the ground, like a hole?
Yeah, like it's dug into the ground as a fucking ladder going down into this hole, right? And it turns out it's a U-Haul cargo container. What?
Jesus Christ, who the fuck are these people?
Yeah, so
I
anyway,
might have heard about this.
Container. It's got water, it's got a little bit of food, it's got fucking mattresses and shit, blah, 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 right? They're given flashlights and shit, and they seal this motherfucker up once all the kids and the driver are in it. So, and then, like, there's nothing, right? They got fans going on for the exhaust for, like, air and shit. So the kids, after a while, they're in this thing. I don't want to get too far into it, the specifics of it, but they're in this thing for 26 hours total, right? They eventually figured out a way to get out of it. It's by rigging some fucking thing. They had a 14-year-old kid who was like him and the fucking bus driver. All the rest of them were like 9 and under, right? Now him and the bus driver like got him out. So it turns out that the son and these two guys of this really rich family, and this took place in California, Chowchilla, California. So it's like around San Francisco. Now, this really rich fucking family that lives in San Francisco, their son is just a fucking crazy brat lunatic, fucking devised this plan to kidnap all these kids and then call in ransom for $3 million. I think is $6 million or something like that he wanted from the California government. And he would tell them where they were. You know what I mean? He didn't want to hurt the kids or anything, right?
Yeah, that's what they all say. I didn't want to hurt him.
So, but what he didn't think about was that this was 1976, and there's only a finite amount of phone lines, right? So as soon as the government and all these people heard that 26 kids were kidnapped, all these reporters from San Francisco and all these cops and shit descended on this tiny little town. So when they went home to call in the ransom, they couldn't get through.
Huh.
It was just busy phone lines.
The phone lines are so busy from the
like,
reporters and shit?
Yeah. So they're like, all right, fuck it. We'll go to sleep and do it in the morning. Well, by that time, the kids had gotten out and they found them and shit, right? So these guys got caught super easy. Like, they left so many fucking breadcrumbs. They were just morons. It's a really good documentary.
How old were they at the time? The criminals or the guy who plotted
20-something, early 20s.
Okay.
But basically, the documentary, I mean, it tells the story, but then it tells the story of what happened to the kids afterwards. Like, think about being 8 years old and you're forced into this hole. And at one time, while they were in there, it almost collapsed. Like, the way they had it rigged, they had so much fucking dirt and weight on the top of it.
Yeah.
That like part of it almost fucking collapsed. You know what I mean? Like, you think you're gonna die. Like, even the bus driver was like, he was dead, but like some of the kids were like, yeah, he just kind of looked like he gave up. You know what I mean? Like, and when the adult gives up, like, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah, right.
What do you do?
Like 3 of the kids ended up killing themselves eventually later on because they had such crippling depression. And actually, that case changed the way that child psychology was perceived. Like, it really helped the dissociative disorder that they know about now to really come to light, because some of these kids developed it. You know what I mean? They created personalities that took care of them while they were in this trauma was going on, because they relived it in their heads and shit. So anyway, we'll move on from that. That's the Chowchilla kids. And, you know.
It reminds me of chinchillas. The chinchilla kid.
Yeah, So we're going to talk about this woman, 2,500 personalities to survive. And I love this quote. She says, I walked into court, I sat down, I made the oath, and then a few hours later, I got back into my body and walked out. That's fucking crazy.
Weird.
Like, it's got to be so fucking weird.
I've heard of what they call alters. You know,
yeah,
like,
that's another way they talk about her alters. But this was the first of its kind in 2019 in Australia, because that's where it took place in 1974. Her dad started abusing her when she was 4. And oh man, if you open that link to the BBC one, check out what that dude's what he looks like. Like that dude, looks gigantic chode.
Right?
You just oh my god. What?
Right? He's like a Samoan Jared.
So yeah, basically
no offense to our Samoan listeners.
He would fucking beat her, molest her, blah blah blah, do whatever. And he told her that if she ever told, that he would kill her brother and her mom and all this shit, right? Like he was just a fucking psychopath. But they actually allowed her to testify as alternate 6 different personalities testified. And the thing is that they all remember very vividly different aspects. So like when you're that young and that small, like your brain, like I said, it's your fucking imagination is so vibrant. You don't really know the difference between reality and what you're fucking creating. So like they created these people. Like one of them was named Saf Symphony. Like that was the girl who took the brunt of the abuse. So basically, and they have video of her, like when they're interviewing her, like she'll like freeze and like get caught up on a question, like the actual woman, and then she'll like kind of twitch, and like she'll be like, "Oh, Katie is having trouble answering this. Symphony, this is Symphony. I'm gonna answer it." And like it's fucking crazy, dude. Like her mind is fucked.
Makes you think, is it just like a fact like they just have multiple egos, like the personality, you know? It's just like, oh, does it just kind of switch into this whole different ego set?
Basically it is. There's what is it? She has, like I said, 2,500 that they've different voices, opinions, and attitudes. So where the fuck, I can't find the goddamn thing. Anyway, the dad got sentenced to he was like 70 something when he went to prison, because this was years later. 2019 is when he went to prison. And this took place in the 70s to 1984, 74 to 84. So he was already like 70 some years old. So he's going to die in prison. But yeah, she had like one, where was it? Oh yeah, Muscles. A burly 18-year-old strongman would have given evidence of physical abuse, while Linda, an elegant young woman, would have testified on the impact of Jenny's schooling and relationships. Like they fucking all have different memories of her life.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And there's some of them aren't even aware that the other ones exist, which is fucking
crazy.
like some think, you know, the skeptic in me is like, this is absolute bullshit. But
she's faking.
There's no fucking way you could fake something like that.
Yeah.
Well, you know what I mean? And keep it straight.
Yeah, and also how like much as like we all try to agree on what reality is because of our like we all share like, yes, this fucking table's red. Like right. You can never really know what the fuck is going on in someone's noggin.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're gonna talk some more about the actual personality thing. I can't think of the fucking name. Dissociative identity disorder, or DID. So that is basically like I was saying, your brain creates alternate personalities to take on the abuse. No. History, there it is. So the first guy they think to ever have it, because it is very close to schizophrenia, I guess. Schizophrenia, you don't have other personalities. You have voices that talk to you. You know what I'm saying? Like it's something different, but it's a lot, even in like mainstream media, it gets mixed up with personality disorder as schizophrenia. You know, like that's fucking. But so back in the early or late 1800s, there was a dude, Louis Vivet. So he had a traumatic experience as a 17-year-old when he encountered a viper. I'm assuming the snake, not the car.
Not the car, not a time machine
Dodge
Viper car.
1999.
So he was
Shaquille O'Neal.
he had 3 different personalities. And they still don't know if he, like, I kind of think all these dudes back in the day, like before they had a way to video tape these things, might have been faking. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe. I mean, but what
maybe they-
about
yeah, I
like, you know, like these cases of like possessed people or shit like that? Like a lot of that
Yeah.
could have been bullshit, but maybe some of this was going on too.
Well, and kind of like if you were to see God come down and talk to you, you know that if you were trying to explain it to anyone, they'd think you're fucking crazy.
Yeah.
So, one of the first major ones to be people to be diagnosed and studied was Clara Norton Fowler. Her pseudonym was Christine Beauchamp. So, an American neurologist named Morton Prince studied her from 1898 to 1904. What the fuck was her? He wrote a book, a 1906 book called Disassociation of a Personality, I guess. And that was like the first time that anybody had really diagnosed it as creating alternate personalities. You know what I mean? And just think about how crazy that probably sounded to the entire psychiatric or psychological community.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? No, dude, you're just a fucking crazy motherfucker. So starting in about 1927, there was a large increase in the number of reported cases of schizophrenia, which was matched by an equally large decrease in the number of multiple personality reports. So basically, when schizophrenia was discovered, I guess, or termed in 1910, people were just saying, you know, these people that had dissociative disorder, this alternate personalities, they would just call them schizophrenic and stick them in a fucking loony bin. You know what I mean? So from like the 20s until like literally like the 70s, they didn't really study it. One of them they did, though, I guess in 1957, there was the 3 Faces of Eve. Was done by a few different psychiatrists. And a movie was actually made called the same name, 3 Faces of Eve. So they basically, like, oh, that was the one. She had 3 different personalities, and they claim to have fixed her, right? Like they claim to have reassociated those personalities together. But then, like, during the 70s,
Like the human centipede.
yeah, during the 70s, their work was basically fucking like torn apart. Like it was just shit work. You know what I'm saying? Like they didn't heal anybody. They were just fucking.
If it would have been contemporary times, Ashtray would have been, I'll date her.
Oh, yeah, right?
Yeah, it sounds like a real
Right?
steady
Ashtrays
girl.
Right? There's all
Outright
kinds of crazy. Tell you what.
I mean, it really fucking
so-
sucks for these these people. It's easy to laugh about, but Jesus Christ, like to have that going on in your to that degree. I mean, a completely tortured person. I wonder, like World War One, you know, because you said 1910, they had schizophrenia, and then 1920 they started doing the dissociative
I think
stuff.
27.
And I wonder if people were affected by World War One by these things at all, because I mean, I bet there's a lot of trauma
Absolutely.
going on there.
Yeah.
Right.
And then their trenches.
So, and another thing too, a reason that this wasn't studied a lot, and it makes sense because people automatically associate multiple personalities or anything to do with mental illness as violent. And if you think about it, the public widely back in the 20s and up to the 50s were exposed to psychological ideas from like Frankenstein, The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, or anything from Edgar Allan Poe type of that. You know what I mean? Like, fucking, if you're fucked up in the head, you're gonna violently murder people with a pendulum shit. So like, so they didn't really study. You know what I mean? They just passed these people off as schizophrenic and fucking called it a day. But in 1974, there was a book called Sybil. Have you guys ever heard of that? It was also made into a miniseries.
Yeah, we watched that in school, I think.
All right. Yeah, it's the most widely studied case of multiple personality disorder. I don't know what what came about of it, and that's not really, we're not getting into that. But yeah, since then though, they have studied it a lot more, and they're figuring out that it is quite different than schizophrenia, and I'm glad those people are getting fucking help, I guess, huh?
Yeah.
So anyway,
Good for them.
Nowadays we're going to talk just quickly about pop culture, but like we got movies like Me, Myself, and Irene.
Great movie, by the way.
Movie, yeah.
Which actually, it states here, it also incorrectly states that DID is schizophrenia, which a lot of people, that's why, even to this day, or 2000 whatever that was when that was made, it's still just fucking lumped together. It's kind of like weed being lumped in with fucking heroin. Like they're the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
So Fight Club, another one with fucking multiple personalities, Secret Window.
Oh yeah.
The United States of Terror. I've never seen that show. I didn't know that Roseanne Barr claims she has multiple personalities because she was abused. I don't really care, I guess, because she's a cunt. But...
Are they offering her another? Doesn't she have another TV show coming out on like ABC?
Has she been uncanceled enough?
Has she really?
I think maybe she's been uncanceled.
I bet, or like they could do it versus like it's only a quarter of what they paid her to actually bring her back for the Roseanne series, and then they had to like snuff her out. But she's like, I'll take anything.
Yeah, right. So yeah, the Herschel Walker he actually wrote a book called Breaking Free: My Life with Dissociative Identity Disorder. And I'm calling bullshit on that because Herschel Walker is just a crazy black man. Does he think he's just a white Southerner, like a plantation owner or something? Is that his other personality?
Probably.
Anyway.
There was a movie where I can't remember the name of it. It was a little horror picture where all these people were trying to kill each other. It turns out it was a guy who had a dissociative shit, and the psychiatrist had put him under to have them fight for supremacy and shit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I can't remember the name of it. I got to look it up for you.
Oh, I think I remember that.
They were all stuck in their motel and they couldn't leave.
In that motel. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. I do remember that. Psycho. That's one of the biggest ones. Yeah, the one where he took on his mother's personality.
Yeah.
So And at this one, I'd like to study this Project MK Ultra further. Have we done a show on that?
No.
I think
don't-
we've talked about
Yeah.
MK Ultra in certain things, like that was like mind control,
Mhm.
Yeah.
right? Yeah,
So,
like I'm sure.
In his book, The CIA Doctors, Human Rights Violations by American Psychiatrists, this psychiatrist states that based on documents obtained through Freedom of Information legislation, a psychiatrist linked to Project MK Ultra reported being able to deliberately induce dissociative identity disorder using a variety of aversive or abusive techniques, basically creating a Manchurian candidate for military purposes.
Oh, like somebody that could take out the supposed assassin of JFK.
Yeah.
It's fucking wild, the connections between MK Ultra and shit. It's insane. All the there's a podcast about that came out recently, Who Killed JFK, and just the connections between the CIA and Lee Harvey Oswald, which they claim there's no connection. But anyway, this MK Ultra guy visited Jack Ruby and was involved with that. And I
Really?
think,
Oh,
yeah, and
yeah.
actually there was a connection with Oswald, like prior to all of this going down. Like, it's fucking wacko. Like, either everybody was a CIA like informant or agent back then, or there were a lot of people connected to that program and other CIA shit that were mixed in with that. But anyway,
Huh.
I digress.
All right, the movie Split. You remember that?
Oh yeah, that was a
I
great
still never
movie.
seen that.
That's a good
Yeah.
movie.
How many did he have?
Didn't he have like
I don't even know.
4 or something like that? I don't
Yeah.
remember.
I think there was a lot. I know there was
It
like
was
a
a
little
bunch, yeah.
girl.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess Marvel Comics, Moon Knight. I've never seen.
Yeah,
I've heard of it. The
he's got-
TV show.
Yeah, the character has 3 personalities. One's a hitman. One's who works at the museum, architect kind of guy, and there's a third one. Can't remember. But one of them's got like a French accent or something. One's got like a New York accent. It's fucking yeah.
Word.
If you like the Loki show, you should check out the
Bam.
Moon
Moon
Knight.
Knight show. Yeah, Isaac. Was Isaac? Isaac
Oscar Isaac.
Oscar Isaac plays him. So pretty good.
Word. All right. Yeah, that's our study on that. Anybody have any? You ever know anybody with that shit?
Yeah.
Of course you have.
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
Of course.
And like,
Fuck, 4 different
I don't know him well
personalities.
enough, but like apparently, it's like apparently I talked to one of the alters for a little bit, and I guess you could just tell that like the way they talked and their like vernacular and everything is just totally different, but like not close enough to where I could really say, like, other than just like, well, yeah, sounded like a different person talking.
Hmm.
How the fuck am I to know?
Yeah, I guess.
Was it like a party trick or something?
Well, I want to diminish it as a party trick, and also this was like, oh yeah, like this alter doesn't like to normally come out and talk to strangers, and so it was kind of like, oh,
Yeah.
I knew that this alter was there, but also like I never encountered the alter. This is just an acquaintance, but after a while, all of a sudden there was this instance where it's just like, oh yeah, they talk just like a totally different person, like a younger child, and it was kind of like, oh, I guess that was the alter.
Weird.
It's like you got to take people for their words
Yeah.
these days. It's like if I could go straight to shit on their altar, and their altar might come stab you in the middle of the night.
The Roseanne Barr thing about her getting a bunch of money from the networks, that's complete bullshit. She's got
Is
she's got some anti-woke show on X. She's gonna
What's
be
Oh, on
X? Is it
Twitter?
like a
on Twitter.
Oh, on Twitter?
Yeah.
That's funded by Elon Musk.
Yeah, it's one of those fucking projects. So.
Why didn't we call the muskrat Elon?
Oh fuck!
God,
Missed
why did we miss that?
opportunity.
Why did we miss that? Elon
Because
Musk.
that's not his name. He's a real muskrat.
Yeah, right.
Jesus. Anyway, moving on to the What's Sexy section of the show. This is where we tell you what's sexy and you will listen because we like titties. Oracle, traveling baby.
Went flying with the baby with the potato this past week, and
Flying tater.
yeah, I got these little earmuff things because I thought the plane was gonna be a little too loud, a little too intense.
Yeah.
Get to the airport, kid is in the stroller having a good old time. We strap him on with our little carrier thing when we go on the plane, and he wasn't bothered at all by this. Like taking off, pressure, all that shit.
Yeah.
Didn't seem to care at all one bit.
Everybody even baked potato.
Yeah, everybody was just like, "Oh my god, so you got such a great baby."
They love your baby because like they're used to babies being fucking little bitches.
Oh yeah.
Especially the people who fly all the time.
Yeah, it was kind of
So
funny.
I'm sure they're like want to fawn.
Right. Well, it was kind of funny too. Like we're over because we were out in Massachusetts, and he's big. He's in the 99th percentile.
He's a chonker.
Yeah, and
You almost can't fit him in the carry-on.
yeah. That's where you put the baby, right up here.
He closed it so they could sleep.
Right. And we're going through security or whatever, and then some guy with a Boston accent, he's just like, "Well, he hasn't been missing any meals." Like, yeah, that's right, buddy. Yeah, get it in while you can.
That's fucking funny.
But yeah, it was a pleasant surprise. Did a fantastic job. That opens up a lot of. Yeah, now we know that we can travel or whatever, so that's on the table. So that's good. I was very happy with how that went down.
Well, he hasn't started teething yet, has he?
That's true.
No,
He could
yeah.
turn out to be a complete asshole.
No.
But this time was good.
All right.
Oh, just wait for the pants stage. Like, why are you always out of your pants now? What's going on? Where are your
Right?
pants?
Where did the pants go? You got to find like what fucking chair they were put under.
All right. Teddy, Prince of Persia, Lost Crown.
This is my What's Sexy about it being announced and coming out a while back. I actually have the game now. I've been playing it. I love Metroidvanias. This little 2D side-scrolling type frantic shit. I got a video in there. This is about they say these ones are five of the hardest stages. 5 of the hardest sections in the game. I've done the first one. It took me a while to do. I haven't gotten to the second one, the other ones yet. The game is challenging. It's fun. It's twitchy. Downside is I had to they make you use the analog controller to control the guy.
Bitch.
And I don't like this. I don't like being. I'm not that precise with it. I like the old school directional pad. So I did have to reconfigure my controller to play that way. But if you love these types of 2D Metroidvania games, no, it's Metroidvania.
Oh shit! I wasn't listening.
Of course you weren't.
It's got really cool looking graphics.
Yeah, it's good. But check it out.
They keep making so many games.
Word. All right. Ashtray, Everse 8.
Yeah. So pull that video up for my birthday. My dad showed up and he's brought me this gift, and he's like, "This is the next generation of your meat raffle." So I got this big motherfucking Yorkville that I have to get on a stool and have someone help hand it up to me so I can hoist it up on top of the video slot machine. And This guy, though, it has like a full like lithium ion battery in it. Has 3 channels in, like 2 XLRs and then one that is just a regular headphone jack auxiliary. And it also has like full Bluetooth connection with your phone. So while it's up there on the fucking video poker machine, I can, with my phone app, adjust the levels. Instead of having to go, I'm like, fuck, I gotta get on the stool, like tweak the. Now, mind you, the Yorkville is still like King Kong balls. I can barely turn it over 2 with my microphone before I'm just like killing people.
So it might be a little overkill for.
So the Yorkville's kind of, yeah, I guess it's been overkill, but at the same time, it was my one mono like PA system, right? And this little guy, yeah, it's Bluetooth capable, has its own battery source in it, and takes like 3 input channels. So yeah, especially if you're some drummer hippie out there who's, just needs one little amp to twiddle away on the corner with your busket, check that out.
Word. All right, I'm going to talk about Halo.
Hello.
I didn't watch this TV show because of people like Teddy. Basically, it doesn't follow the game. But fuck those people, because they did a good job with this, I think. Now, the CG makes it look like a video game, and I don't know if they meant to do that or it's just they're cheaping out.
Right.
You know what I mean? But there's parts where it does really feel like a video game, and it's cool as shit. Like where you're fucking in the first person in his fucking helmet, just murking these fucking aliens and shit.
So they do some first person shots?
Yeah, not a lot, just a couple.
I think that's such a fucking circle jerk. Like, yeah, this is what.
No,
remember that Doom movie?
They don't. They use it sparingly. It isn't like Doom where it's fucking.
Yeah.
That bullshit. The guy who plays him has been in Orange is the New Black. He was in The Wire season 2, but he's good. I like it. I mean, it's not going to win any fucking awards, but.
Are you in season? Have you seen season 1 and 2, or just season 1?
I haven't started 2 yet.
Okay.
There's only like 2 episodes out of that.
They apparently season 2 got better reviews. Season 1. I do want to watch the show, but I don't have Paramount, so.
Isn't it hard to watch season 2 without watching season 1?
No, they say kind of season 2 is kind of like a
whole different,
kind of like a soft reboot. I don't know where the first one takes place at, but the second season it's on Reach, which is one of the first big planets to fall. So.
Yeah, it's the first season basically is leading up to the
fall of Reach.
Basically the fall of Reach. But anyway, yeah, check it out if you're so inclined. If not, go fuck yourself. Now we're moving on. Fuck what you think. Oracle, American and United Partnership to fuck you in the ass.
Yeah.
That sounds nice.
Yeah. So back to the flying. We got this lovely baby with us that's doing a wonderful job. And we get on the plane in Appleton, Wisconsin, which is a small airport. Never flown out of there before. Go through. There's like hardly any security or anything. Yeah. It's easy as
like
fuck.
5 people.
Right. It's really easy. Oh, this is great. And we get on the plane to go to Chicago because a lot of flights out of there have connecting flights. They hop over to the big guys, and then you take that to where you're going. So we're on the plane, and we're sitting there waiting to take off, and just waiting, and it's like, what the fuck's going on here? Oh, ladies and gentlemen, We're sorry to inform you that the paperwork hasn't been filled out for this airplane. We're waiting for a mechanic. We're going to have to deplane.
What?
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck? Okay. So get off the plane, waiting. Mechanic never fucking shows up. They're like, oh, we're sorry. We're
Probably
going
off banging a hooker.
Yeah, we're going to have to actually pull that plane out of position and then bring another plane up. We're going to have to take another plane. Oh, great. Well, by this point, everybody's missed their fucking connection.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's been like hours, right?
Yeah. So then we get to Chicago, and it's like, okay, well,
Good luck.
yeah, well, we talked to the gate because where we were going, they didn't have any more flights, so it was like you stay in Chicago overnight so you can get on another plane with American, or they're like, oh, United has a flight there, so they get us on United. Hey, what about the bag? Oh, don't worry, your bag's gonna follow you to your destination. Okay, yeah, right. So we go to the United thing. We finally get out there at midnight. It's fucking train wreck. Of course, the bag isn't there. I knew the bag wasn't gonna be there. I was like, okay. So I talked to the people because they have like little offices by the baggage claim, and there's the United office has like 3 people in line, and a woman she's in there. She's like, oh, this happens all the time. Don't worry. I actually got air tags for my bags so I could tell them where my bags are.
Yeah.
I go into the American office because I'm like, okay, hey, this is a bit of a weird situation. Can you tell me what's up with this bag? He's like, okay, yep, I see it. It's coming at 12:42. Go make a claim with United, and then I'm going to take this bag from here over to there, and then they can deliver it to you. All right. So I talk to United. I make that claim. They're like, okay, yep. We will have this shipped out to you tomorrow to my in-laws' address, which was like an hour away. Well, guess what? The next fucking day, no bag. Nobody seems to know where anything is. I try to call the airport. I end up getting the Connecticut State Police. And it's just like, what the fuck is going on here? This is some bullshit. I go to get into the car because I was like, you know what? I bet that bag is sitting 75 feet away from the United. They never took it down there, which is exactly what the problem was. But anyway, I go to get in the car. I'm going to drive over there. And then my wife's like, oh, wait. They called. It's American. And they're on the phone. They're just like, oh, we had to hack the system. We had to figure out like, right. We had, I've done such incredible detective work to get this number. And I'm calling you and we can ship it. And I'm telling my wife, I was like, no, I'm going to go get that fucking bag. This is not getting fucked up anymore.
Yeah.
And, I get there, the bag is sitting right outside the American office, just like I thought it was, right down the hallway, and they couldn't seem to, find this huge blue fucking duffel bag with a red strap, which has a card with the phone number on it. What kind of fucking detective work is that? Call the number on the bag, on the tag, you fucking retard. I go up there. I'm like, hey, that's my bag. She's like, okay, great. Didn't have to show my ID or anything. I grabbed it.
Didn't even show your ID.
No, I grabbed it. Like
this guy bitched so much, it's got to be his.
10 seconds. I took it out, and it was in the car. And it's just like
those 3 bags are mine too.
Yeah.
And then you went in and you found out that they stole your fleshlight.
Yeah, right. But it was such a fucking.
They would have shot Teddy.
Oh yeah, we got a situation here. We got a fucking terrorist.
Oh shit!
I just want my weed, man. Just give me my weed.
Yeah.
Keep the bag.
It was just such a clusterfuck. But whatever. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, It sucks way more though when you have a baby, because his shit, like his pajamas,
all
his
the stuff is here,
sleeps, it's in that bag. Yeah, we've got some diapers and stuff with us, but we don't have all the good stuff, all the amenities for the baby.
Yep.
So yeah, go fuck yourself, airlines.
Right in the
All right.
ear.
Ashtray?
Yeah, I guess all I got to bitch about is to be continued drama in Ashtray's life.
God damn it! I didn't want to hear this fucking story.
Come on.
I'm not gonna tell you yet.
Oh, we
See,
don't get a hint. Come on.
Oh yeah, no. This one is involves local venues of Ashtrays partaking, and is an absurd Twilight Zone kind of fucking high school rumor mill story. So hopefully soon I can dish.
Word. All right, Teddy, Dad's old truck of death.
Okay, so I put a picture in the chat there.
That truck.
Yeah, that truck. Yes. Yeah, that truck.
Look at it.
Look
So
at that truck.
So this truck, my
Silverado.
father's had this truck for fucking years. He lives in a place where you can't trash doesn't pick it up. You have to take the trash there. So we put it in the truck and take the trash up there. I was helping him with that today. We get in the truck. We're just joking around, talking like we usually do. And we start for one street's on a hill, and then it goes down, and there's another big long hill with a sweeping turn. It's pretty fun if you're not in danger of dying. We get out the driveway, and the truck just starts shaking, and I'm like, what the fuck's going on? He's like, oh man, the tire's bad. I got bad tie rod, bad in or out of tie rod, ball joint's bad. Like this, everything's fucking bad. I'm like, this tire's gonna fall off and like hit somebody's minivan or some shit. And we're going down this hill, and I'm like, and we're floating. And the faster you go, the more stable it is. I'm like, what the fuck? And it's I'm like, what the fuck?
That's
he's like,
funny.
yeah. And then he was like, well, tire's not the problem. The problem's the brakes. And I'm like, excuse
Oh
me.
my god.
I was like, the brakes. He's like, yeah. He's like, yeah, the fucking master cylinder, whatever fucking is going out. It's bad or whatever.
Oh,
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, we're speeding down this hill. You might want to start braking now, Dad. I'm like, shit.
Yeah, right.
I was like, what is wrong with you? I got
Fucking
to
drop it down to low gear.
Put me in this truck of death. I'm like, holy shit. And we're just driving and shaking. I'm like, anytime this wheel can pop off. I'm just like, oh, I'm just glad I'm in a truck, an old metal truck. I'm just clowning him the whole time. I'm like, what is wrong with you? And he's like, I don't have time to work on my cars. And I'm like, he said, I don't have space. I'm like, you got two garages. He's got a garage over here and a garage over here. And I'm like, dude, you got enough space. I'm like, I'm just like, yeah, I'm not getting back in the truck. He shouldn't get back in the truck.
That's funny. It doesn't look that bad on the outside.
Oh, it looks. It's this thing has almost 500,000 miles on it.
500,000 miles.
I think it's got like 470. I think it is. And he's had it for years, and I get it, but
wow.
But I mean, fix that fucking wheel, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just. I was like, oh my god, I'm finna get in an accident with my dad. We're gonna get put over a good ass neighborhood. We both finna go to jail because this motherfucker dressed like a hobo and fucking.
All right. Well, we're gonna move on to me. I'm gonna talk about personal space. So, this actually happened. This guy, who he has no fucking social. Like, he doesn't understand things socially, I don't think. Like, I'm sitting there playing chess, right? And I work in the corner. Like, I'm literally in the corner of the newsroom, right? There's nobody behind me, and the only people that sit there's two seats next to me on the left.
Okay, so they got to make an effort to come see you.
Yes. And I'm like playing chess, like on my break on my phone. And he comes over and goes, "Oh, you're playing chess?" I was like, "Yeah." And then just proceeds to talk to me. Right? Like, what do you need? the most to play chess, and it's concentration.
Right.
Yeah.
I can't have a conversation with you and fucking play a game of chess. And I don't understand how I couldn't have been any ruder. And he literally just kept talking to me. And I was just like, God damn it, dude. So after about like 3 minutes, I resigned the fucking chess game. Like closed my phone and just put my headphones on and said, I gotta go to work. And he walked away. Cause like I don't know what else what am I supposed to say?
Right.
I've done, you know what I mean? Other than blowing up and punching him in his dick, I don't know what I need to do to fucking convey to you that I don't want to talk.
Right.
Holy fuck, man.
Yeah.
Just personal space, bro.
So does he
Respect
do
it.
this to other people at work too?
Oh,
or-
yeah.
All
Oh,
the
yeah.
time.
All the time. Like somebody will be fucking working, and you know, you got pretty firm deadlines when you're in the news business.
Yeah,
Mhm.
right.
Fucking, it goes on at a certain time. So like somebody will be busting ass to get their shit in, like one of the sports guys, and he's just literally talking to him about like the Brewers or something.
So what's this guy's job? Like, does he not
He's
have
a
these
floor
pressures?
crew. Like he does like directing. So he doesn't really do shit until the show starts.
Oh, okay.
When
Once the show
everybody else
starts,
has to
he's-
do shit
Right.
before the show starts.
Yeah. Kind of an active role, but not one where he has to plan ahead
No.
to do.
he doesn't.
Like he's not like a when you're writing the articles,
Yeah.
it's all up ahead of time. You got to get that done before.
Oh, absolutely.
This guy's just like, all right,
Well, even if you're
time to
just
do
reading
my-
them, you got to read the scripts first. You can't go in there and read cold. You know what I mean? There's
Yeah,
very
right.
few fucking anchors that could do shit like that and succeed because it's just hard.
only Tom Brokaw.
Yeah, I'm sure. Like if you've been doing it for 40 fucking years, you probably can. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Just some personal motherfucking space. In all seriousness, go fuck yourself. Jealous lying bitches. That's for you, Ashtray. That's your
Yeah.
show. We're going to be here every Thursday night at 10 p.m. Central. Make sure you join the conversation at the redeyereport.com or facebook.com/Red Eye Report. You can also, never mind, like and share. So fuck us. We're down
Yeah,
for
right.
whatever. I'm Mystic.
I'm Oracle.
This is the ashtray.
And I'm Teddy.
And this is the Red Eye Report.
Oracle.